Moment. Okay, perfect. So we are now live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. All right. Hey guys, good morning. Hey Ken, how are you? Good to see you. So guys, this is an exciting day for me. So it's my birthday. So as many of you may do on your birthdays, I think it's a really good time to think about what's next and what's been accomplished and what's next. And I know for many of you who I'm connected with here, you have big goals and dreams, and you have like this next version of yourself that you want to step into, and it's exciting to you, and you feel like it's for you, right? Like you think, okay, I see myself as this person who makes more money, who runs this business, who has this lifestyle, who's able to support his or her family, and you see this next version of yourself. And I wanted to share with you, there's a quote that you're going to see on my socials later today from Brendon Burchard, and I love this. He says, "See yourself as a person who loves challenge and go for the big dreams. You are stronger than you think, and the future holds good things for you." And I really, really love this quote, and it speaks to me personally, because I don't know about you, but I have big dreams. I have big goals that I'm going for. And I also know that I can get caught up in my head and really limit myself with the way I see myself. Can you guys relate to that at all? Where it's like you have this vision of what you think you can do, but you can also get caught up in your head in the way you see yourself. And you may say, well, who am I to be visible in that way? Who am I to run a business like that? Who am I to make $1 million a year or 6 figures a year or whatever it is that you're going for? Who am I to start a charity? Who am I to write a book? Who am I to get paid $25,000 to keynote on stage, right? Like, do any of you have those thoughts? So Rafat, I'm seeing like this is resonating. Let me know in the comments if this resonates with you guys, because it's a real thing. And I think where we have to start with all of us is how we see ourselves, because until you see yourself as the person who is able to manifest and create this reality in your life, this next level of visibility, of impact, you're always going to limit yourself. You're gonna hold yourself back. You're gonna self-sabotage. You're gonna do that thing to keep yourself playing out the way that you see yourself. And so I wanted to share with you today just this simple 3-step process that I use that has really helped me when I'm looking to step into a bigger version of myself, like the next level. So this would be a good time if you guys don't have something to write with. This is a good time to grab something to write with. But it's a very simple process. And the first step really just starts with journaling. And until we're aware of the truth of how we see ourselves, we're not going to be able to change it. Okay. So as uncomfortable as it may be to kind of peel back some of those layers, you really need to get present to, well, how do I actually see myself right now? You know, and I was on a call on Saturday with this really cool chick who is looking to launch a coaching and consulting business. And one of the things she shared with me is like, she's got an amazing background. She's super accomplished, but she does not see herself as someone who could do this. And the reality is, until she sees herself as someone who could do it, it's going to be really hard for her to do it. And so the first step is you've got to get super clear on, how do I see myself now? Like, if I was just going to journal and do a brain dump and get in reality about what do I see as possible for myself with how much money I make, with my level of fitness, with my level of impact, with the size of the audience that I get to speak to and impact on social media. Hey, Kiara, how are you? Good to see you. It's like you've got to get super present to what is actually your truth. What is your blueprint for how you see yourself now? And then the next piece that I want you to journal about is, well, who do I need to be? Who do I need to step into if I'm going to manifest this next level of myself? What are her habits? What does he do every day? What does my lifestyle look like? How much money do I make? And one of the things I found in just doing this process myself is that it helps bring awareness to where am I holding myself back? And it helps bring awareness to what are the habits that I currently have that are not going to support this next level of myself, because those habits are part of my current blueprint. But if I want to go from here to here, then I can't keep those same habits. Does that make sense? So one of the things I'll just share with you guys, when I was doing some of my planning for Q4, one of the things that I became aware of was I was like, okay, I have this goal of basically tripling the revenue for my company from Q3 to Q4. And I realized there were two habits in particular that I had that were not necessarily going to be the death of the goal, but would it be in support of the goal, if that makes sense. And it was the way I was managing my inbox, and it was the way I was managing my my sales activity. And so it was like, okay, I am now clear that these are two key areas I need to focus on, where I need to develop new habits, a new version of myself in order to step into this next level of reality. So that whole thing, that's the first step, is the journaling. The second step is to really start to look at how can I put this into action. So for me, and I don't know about for you guys if you use this, but I use a vision board. Let me know, do any of you use a vision board? Like, write in the comments. Do you, I see Rabat's comment. Thank you. I love it. I love it. Who in here is using a vision board? One of the things, this has actually been something very helpful that I've learned from my own coach, because I used to put stuff on the vision board that was like, in reality, it was probably 10 years out, you know? And I think we can feel disconnected from the vision when stuff is so far out. And so anything that goes on my vision board now is only for the next 90 days. And it's like, in the next 90 days, what am I going to manifest? And there's a couple of different things that go on the vision board. And I personally use a magnetic one. You can just get them on Amazon, but I like it because it's easy, because you can just take stuff off. So like I have my magnetic vision board, and then I get photos printed on just Amazon Photos at the beginning of every quarter of what am I going to manifest in these next 90 days to step into this next level, to start really being the person that I see myself as. And there's several different things that go on the vision board. One of them is more of the output of, okay, what are the physical, tangible things that I want to create in my life? Like for this 90 days, for example, I want to do some renovations in our house. So like I want to get some really cool wallpaper for my office. I want to paint the downstairs. So that's on the vision board. Last quarter, it was like there was a car that I wanted, and it had been something I'd wanted for a while, but I felt like it was really time. And so it was on the vision board, and then I went and I got it and did it, moved it off the vision board, expressed thanks, and on to the next. But the other thing that I do is I also put visual representations of the habits that I need to adopt in these 90 days in order to live out the manifestation of the next level of the vision, if that makes sense. So for example, for last quarter, like I mentioned, I noticed that, okay, I need to be working on better daily sales follow-up and better email management. Actually, I'm sorry, it was this quarter. And so I Googled, I was like looking for an image of 24-hour response time, because that was one of the things I realized I needed in my email habits. And I found an image of 24-hour response time, and I put that on the vision board. I created an image in Canva that was like daily sales outreach, and I put that on the vision board. And to me, it's so much easier to not just look at the vision board and focus on the outcome, but also focus on what are the things I can be doing right now in these 90 days to manifest the next level. Is that making sense? You guys, let me know in the comments. Thank you, Kiara. I'm so glad this is insightful and helpful. And so like, that's what I focus on. And I focus on, okay, what can I be doing every day around this habit to create the outcome that I want in these 90 days? So that's really the second step, is getting that visual representation on your vision board, not just of the outcome of what you want, but also of the habits and who you're becoming that are going to create this next level. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm so glad you love this. Guys, if you see me looking back and forth, if you joined a little bit afterwards, I'm on Facebook and Instagram right now. So just trying to make sure I give a little bit of eye contact and love to everyone here. And then the third step is really just the ongoing creation of these habits and mastery of these habits in your life. And so yet another thing that I've learned from my coach. So much love to you, Gina. I know some of you who are joining today are also in my program. So you guys know we talk about this, and maybe this has been really helpful for you too, but it has been for me, is just the focus on manifesting one thing at a time. And I think a lot of times the overwhelm and the disconnect comes from thinking, I have to find a way to do all of this at once. And I have been there, and that's how I used to do it. And it was so overwhelming. I don't know if any of you guys can relate to that, but nothing really happened because I was so focused on trying to do a million things. I did nothing. And so picking one thing off the board, and it's typically a habit, and visualizing and affirming it every single day until it has actually been created. And that's it. And it's like one thing at a time. What's the most important thing right now that I need to be doing in my life, whether it's a habit, whether it's a mindset, that I know if I just put this in place and start to really become this person and embed this into the DNA of who I am, is going to help create that next level of me. And so it's a very simple process now, but in the mornings, I'm visualizing and affirming really one key thing every day. And you just keep doing that and doing that and doing that until it is created. And then you move on to the next. And this is kind of a fun little bonus for you. So the 3 things: number 1, journal on how do you see yourself now and who do you need to be to step into this next level. Number 2 is really putting visual representation of the actions and the traits on your vision board. And number 3 is that daily ongoing visualization and affirmation. And here's the fun part, is that as these things start to happen and complete in your life, like on the physical plane, right? You've been working on manifesting it in more of the spiritual, but now it's completed on the physical plane. There's nothing more satisfying to me than taking something off of that vision board and putting it onto, I have this, it's not really a binder. I want to make it a binder, but it's really more like a folder where I keep these sheets of paper. It's just printer paper. And I take the image off of the vision board and it goes in my folder for vision board completed. And I just take the image off, I write the date on which it was completed, and then I tape it onto the sheet of paper. Super high tech, I know. But it's so satisfying because then it's like you're just focusing on, in those 90 days, how can I move through the things on this vision board? How can I appreciate them as they happen? How can I celebrate them and then step into the next? And it's just such a fun process of creation. And again, it's like, to me, it's the simple process that if you can put into place any of this that resonates for you, whether it's all of it or just some of it, will help you really start to step into that bigger version of yourself and start to shift the way you see yourself. Because not only are you going to be visualizing yourself differently on a daily basis, but you're also going to be putting it into action and you're going to be seeing it happen in your life. And so I just want to encourage you this week, like whatever the goal is you're going after, whatever the next challenges that you're taking on, it is meant for you. It is here for you. Put these things into practice. Start trying this. Let me know in the comments, or send me a DM, send me a message of what are you going to be implementing from this training in your life. And just know, like, I am so excited. Thank you guys for the hearts. So much love to you. From those of you who I know all of you who are on this morning, pretty much all of you who are on this morning, and for those of you who I haven't met yet, each and every one of you is up to such important work in the world, and your work matters. And I really hope this helps support you in creating it and bringing it into reality. So much love to each of you. Thank you so much for your time. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all again very soon. Mwah. Bye.